What it is, guys, it's your Dino. We're back at it again with another review, so let's just get straight into it. This one is by Shiro Games and it is Dune Spice Wars. It uses the Hashlink engine and it is based in the Dune franchise or the Dune universe, whatever you want to call it, and it is an interesting take on the universe. It is an RTS, which is a real-time strategy game. It is on the Steam launcher. Is a Microsoft Windows game. The publishers are Shiro Games and Funcom. The game's classed as a strategy video game and an RTS. So basically this game is a 4x real-time strategy game from the developers of the critically acclaimed Northgard game, set in Frank Herbert's groundbreaking Dune universe. You must lead your faction and battle for control and dominance over the harsh desert planet of Arrakis. You have access to the House Harkonnen, House Atreides, the Smugglers, and the Dune people. And you have the ability to play as each one. They are called the Fremen, by the way. Completely spaced on their name. They're Dune people. I call them... Sorry about that. Yes, the Fremen. And the system requirements for the game are Windows 10 or 11. At least a i5 2.5 gigahertz or an AMD equivalent, 8 gigs of memory, and at least a 1050 or an AMD equivalent card and 4 gigs of storage. But the recommended is Windows 10 or 11, an Intel i7 at 2.8 gigahertz or an AMD equivalent, and a 1080 or AMD equivalent GPU, and 16 gigs of memory. That is all in all. And so if you haven't heard of the books or the movies or the games before, this is a RTS take on the franchise. Basically, you pick one of the 4 different factions and you either try to be honorable for the Empire as a member of House Atreides, or you can be all about profit and deceit and war and power and holding down the planet with an iron fist as House Harkonnen, or you could be one of the free runners, which is the smuggler people who work with both people, work on the underground market, the black market and stuff like that. And then you could also be the people of the planet, the Fremen, people who ride the dune worms and do all sorts of cool stuff. And they have in the movies the blue glowing eyes. It's actually a very cool universe that they've created. And if you haven't seen it, there is actually a new movie that recently came out, and that's going to be a 2 or 3 parter. Definitely worth watching. It's a very good adaptation or representation of the book. The book is a great read, and they've done a good job with trying to transfer as much of that over to the game as possible, and I feel like they've done a really good job of it. This is just some very early gameplay of the game. The game is still in early access as of recording this, and it is a lot of fun to play. I've really enjoyed playing it. They gave me a copy of the game, and I feel very honored to be receiving a copy. It's super lucky to get them. There's loads of people wanting to get them, so I feel very privileged to be able to get a copy of the game to review for you guys. Now, I know there are very few people in the community who like the RTS franchise. I know there are a few. We've got Crim and me who love them. We talk about Command and Conquer and stuff like that. And this is something that I think that he would really love. And if you are a streamer, I feel like you got to have the right community to get into these sorts of games. So if you're like Age of Empires and stuff like that, and you could probably shoehorn this in or tie it in with a movie watch with your community. You might have watched the movie and then you're like, hey guys, let's check out the game. These are things that you could do. But the level of accessibility is kind of difficult. It is mouse and keyboard. Personally, for me, that's difficult because of my disability and the fact that I tick quite badly. I almost threw my mouse whilst doing the recording for this a dozen times, and it makes it kind of difficult for me. But all in all, it is very user accessible. I don't believe they have controller support yet, and I doubt that they will, because RTSs are really hard to transfer over to controller support. But I'm sure that there could be a workaround or a way of creating an accessibility module that you could use for people with disabilities to be able to play it, like the Xbox accessibility controller. You could add all sorts of different plugins on that, and you could probably work out something for that. That could be something that the community could do. And if you haven't read the books or seen the movies, definitely recommend checking them out. I really enjoyed this franchise and this universe, and I feel like they've done a really good job of trying to incorporate all the different aspects of the universe, the spying, the intrigue, the diplomacy. They've done a really good job of representing the way the planet of Arrakis is and the demand that is required for spice, which is the little purple clouds that you see. It's basically used as a enhancement drug to allow people to navigate long distances in space and do like space jumps and stuff like that, so they can teleport or like warp to different places, because it's not really shown in the games or in the movies, but in the book universe they explain more about what the spice is and how it is used, and has helped accelerate the Empire in its form of exploration and discovery. And they've done a really good job with that, of trying to at least make that prevalent within the game, and I do think that's very good. They've got loads of different research sources and stuff like that you can do, and it's a very hands-on game. You do have lots to go on and lots to deal with. There are different campaigns you can do. Each campaign is, you've got the Harkonnens, you've got the Atreides, you've got the smugglers and the Fremen. They all have their own unique take on trying to free Arrakis or subjugate it, and you will have to do certain things, and you'll get certain like quest markers and stuff like that that will pop up. These games do have an overlying arc of you need to just subdue everyone and become the ruler of the planet. That is basically what real-time strategy games are. There isn't much evolution in this archetype, but it is very good, and they've taken what is a very basic genre and thrown their own unique spin on it. And I would definitely recommend this to any RTS fans, or if you're a fan of the Dune franchise, you might like this. If you're willing to give an RTS game a go, it is very easily manageable, and I feel like it does offer a lot, does have a multiplayer system, and it's basically 4-player PvP, and it's a lot of fun. They've done a really good job with it. The shrouds that they've created that envelops a map when you move out of your own area, it looks like a dust storm, which is in keeping with the fact that it is a desert planet. It's really well done. The aesthetics are great, and overall I think that they've done a really good job with it. And if you have a difference of opinion, please sound off in the comments. I'd love to know what you think. If you've seen the movies or read the books, please sound off in the comments. Let me know what you think. If you're going to pick this game up off of the review, sound off in the comments. Give it a like, share it out with your friends who might be interested in this kind of game. It is greatly appreciated. You can catch us live on the channel Tuesday through to Sunday, and we do community games on Thursdays, Saturdays and Sundays. You can always catch us there. But as always, guys, that's my opinion. I like it, and I will see you in the next one. Be safe, have fun gaming, and take care, guys. See you in the next one.